Hey everybody, this is Jacob.
This is Nick.
Hey, welcome back everybody. Episode 6 of the Scramble. We got a really great show for you, but first off, before we do anything, and I'm talking to you too, we have such great news. Because of how much you've loved us, how much you've supported us, how much you've enjoyed the content. We are now at 1,000 subscribers. Welcome to the 1,000 subscriber special. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining the journey.
Now, real quick, what are we talking about? Okay, first off, we're going to recap spooky season. Maybe everyone remembers I did 31 scary movies in 31 days. Not happening again. That was fucking tough. We're going to talk November movies. What are we excited about? What should you be excited about?
What we've seen already.
If you're not excited, then you should get excited. I mean, we got Gladiator 2 coming out here in, what, about 15 days? Something like that. And last but not least, before last but not least, what we've already seen in the month of November. We're going to recap that to you, give you some reviews.
Yep.
That'll be fun. And then Jacob's got like something with Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
What are we doing?
We're going to do like a little blind rankings. I have 10 movies and you're going to basically give me where you rank them blindly. So we'll see. It'll be a fun little challenge and definitely have to stay tuned. And hey, before anything, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe for more of this great content. We're really excited to kick off our episode 6 of the Scramble. And without further ado, let's get started.
Real quick. Hey, everybody over in the Philippines. We see you out there. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get dove in. I mean, first off, I'm going to say it again. We started this journey a month ago.
Yeah, pretty much a month ago.
I got to remember, this is a new feature. We've added in the mics now, and I'm like not getting used to it.
They're like miniature mics.
I just noticed what I was doing. I was going to the mic.
So there's this funny scene in the movie I kept telling you to see, Ricky Snicky, and the guy, he kept having these dick sucking gestures, and that was like, he's the CEO. He's like, yo, you can't like do this because that's why the M&A. This is just so funny you did that. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Not sorry. God, yeah.
So
again,
let me take control of this. Why don't you give us a little recap, closing statements, closing remarks on October, spooky season. You did a lot of movie watching. You put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this. Give us what your thoughts were, and let's dive into that.
First off, I just want to say thank you for acknowledging how much work I did. It was pretty brutal. I gotta take a sip of that real quick. By the way, this podcast and the Scramble is brought to you by Barrel Bourbon. It's not just any type of bourbon; it's Barrel. That's all we got. They're not sponsored. Yeah. So spooky season, holy cannoli, ravioli. Like, first off, I'm gonna take you down a little quick journey here. First off, watching 31 movies in 31 days, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're really just watching one type of movie for 31 days, it starts to get to you.
So the killing kind of got to you.
It wasn't even the killing. It's just, you're going to bed every night feeling like, geez, like what?
Who's going to walk through the door?
Yeah, what's the point? What's the point of all this? If you were going to ask me what my favorite movie, though, was of the Halloween, like, it's so easy, right? To go The Shining, the classics, the movies that you love and everything.
Evil Dead.
I do love Evil Dead. I can talk Evil Dead for an hour.
As you guys probably know. Or maybe you don't know.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, maybe you don't want to know. Maybe that's none of any big business to you. I love Smile 2. Smile 2 still is the movie of the 31 and 31 that stuck with me, that I am like continuously still going back towards. It probably doesn't help that I've worked the Smile 2 soundtrack into my day-to-day. Like the New Brain song, the Blood on White Satin. Like,
dude, I really appreciate you bringing up the soundtrack, because I feel like I'm the only one really talking about that. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I actually looked on the good old Spotify plug.
A sponsor of today's Scramble.
Exactly.
They're not.
And I really enjoyed it. And I did a little deep dive, and I really enjoyed it. And I kind of agree with you. I didn't do 31 in 30 days. I'm not going to put my numbers out there because I just don't do that.
He didn't do 10 in 10 days.
But I did really enjoy Smile 2. I thought Smile 2 was such a crazy and fun ride. Let me ask you this question. This could be a controversial question. What was your least favorite movie you saw in 31 in 30 days?
Least favorite? I mean, without going to... without having my computer or my phone, because my phone's over there right now. It's filming all this shit. My least favorite, top of mind, I feel like it had to have been... I think it might have been, either Wishmaster or, I'm just... 31 and 31 is really tough.
They all kind of morph into.
Yeah, it's a blur. I remember the best hits.
I have a feedback from one of our viewers, and it's a really good feedback. And I didn't even tell you about this, so I'm glad I'm telling you about it right now. It is from I'm not going to say his name, but basically said, "Hey, why are you going to rate Hubie, the movie Hubie, higher than Hocus Pocus, a cult classic? What's up with that? What's your reasoning?"
Well, what was the score?
It was 4-1 versus 3-9.
I gave Hubie a 3-9. That can't be possible.
No. You gave Hubie a 4-1.
That doesn't sound correct either.
Hubie was higher than Hocus Pocus.
Well, okay, I can justify this easily. So if Hubie did have I'm taking your word for it.
It did.
Because I was dead tired.
This is a viewer. This isn't even me.
I've been carrying this whole thing for reviews the month of October. So sorry if the line's blurred. And also, I didn't have full control over what got brought over. Maybe there was a mistake from our admin. If you're out there and you fucked this up, I'm coming for you. You got to be better.
So you're just admitting that you did wrong and Hocus Pocus should be higher than...
That's not what I'm saying. Hocus Pocus critically was a panned movie.
So you're just dancing. You're just dancing
So
around.
what I will say, here's what I'll say though about Hocus Pocus. And we don't want to spend too much time on Halloween because we're moving out.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this
up. With
up.
Hocus Pocus, right? Here's what I've always found is Hocus Pocus has some really great parts. It's very well acted by the all three women who do the Sanderson sisters. But really I think what it amounts to at the end of the day with why Hocus Pocus can't necessarily edge out a Happy Madison production for me is after a certain amount of times you're just like, it is what it is. Hocus Pocus is just what it is. It's not very layered. Another thing I want to talk about too in Hocus Pocus, real quick, and here's why it's also on my shit list. Why in the town of Salem would they keep a museum open when a prophecy was foretold that a virgin was going to light the black light candle and then they would be brought back? You would think the people of Salem, especially those running the museum who believed in the lore, would go, hey, we believe a lot in this. Maybe we shouldn't put the black flame candle just out in the open. Oh, by the way, go and check out our match collection and our Zippo lighters over there. Jesus Christ, it takes one kid. It takes one kid to light it. Fuck around, find out. But
a lot of picking nits here.
So plot hole. There you go. Hubie, though, as you well know, Adam Sandler is a genius, even if his movies are horrendously stupid.
No, they're great.
But never stopped laughing.
In his top 20. It's not even in his top 20 movies.
And somehow it edged out Hocus Pocus. Here's the deal. I might be wrong on the rating, but I'm going to stand by it.
All right, well, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Are you going to do this next year? I'm sure the viewers are going to be fiending for more and more of this type of content from you. What are your final remarks? Okay. All right.
No, all right. I probably will, but I think what we'll do instead is what we would love is if we could get, we'll release a list or something next year, and maybe what we'll have is we'll release a 15 or 16, and we'll have you all give us, the additional 15 and whatever we think, whatever we haven't seen, whatever kind of sounds interesting, we'll add to the list and we'll do discussions on it.
Yeah, we can actually like preview it, and we can see like poll and see what people are most interested and least interested. For instance, probably Evil Dead was probably. We can be honest. We probably went a little too deep on Evil Dead. No,
not deep enough. I didn't get to Evil Dead Rise.
Well, there is next year. So, well, I guess that was a fun little ride.
Jacob.
Yes.
What was your favorite Halloween movie that you didn't review?
Obviously, it was The Shining. Shining was great. I think number 2, Psycho, was incredible. I mean, I have such a great time always rewatching Psycho. And I don't know, man. I just always really enjoy just as lame as it sounds, just watching those nostalgia movies that bring you back to your childhood. And that's what like Halloween is all about. So I don't know. I really enjoyed your reviews. I think they kind of opened my eyes to watch different things, and I'm sure our viewers can relate from that respect. So yeah.
Just so you know, a lot of the viewers are there. They've been riding, they've been picketing. They want to see more J. Craig reviews here in the month of November.
And they're gonna get more. And guess what? We love to hear your feedback. Continue to let us know if you continue to blabber. If you think we're blabbering, if you think we're not blabbering, if you think we're...
Someone 100% is going to say that I was blabbering during my Hubie and Hocus Pocus. I already know it's coming. Go get to the fucking point.
Well, it's November now. Forget October, even though October's my favorite month. It's my birthday month. But
oh yeah, I missed your birthday at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, someone was out of town, which is okay. Anyways, let's talk November. We've gone to a few different movies, and we've gone to a few different movies recently. Let us know what you've seen recently. I can tell you what I've seen recently. And we actually just came out of a movie, literally, and I keep saying this, 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was just 45.
That kind of almost knocked my socks off personally. What did we just see, Nix?
So we just walked out of Heretic. With Hugh Grant, and I don't know who. Can we look that up? I want to make sure we get the call outs to the. You don't have your phone on.
I don't have my phone.
Okay, the 2 young ladies in this movie opposite Hugh Grant. Great work, really well acted film. Personally, we said this after Conclave. We both really like religious themed movies that challenge your perception of what you were raised on. Obviously, religion has its flaws, but that's because
it all drifts from control.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Well, it turns out what I thought was a really good message is it's like, no. Religion is not. Faith is not about control. Religion is technically not about control. Man is about control. Is what they were. I think we're really hitting.
They didn't really talk about. They didn't really inadvertently say that. All right, we're off the rails here. Let's back up. So Heretic just came out this literally I think yesterday. It's A24 production. Really dope production company that always has really good hits. And Hugh Grant, to his point, he just like came in really hot. You didn't really understand like what his angle was. You just thought he's just like kind of this creepy old dude, but kind of he had every little thing thought out, right? And these 2 poor little Mormon girls, they had no idea what was coming for them. So there's a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs and
literally.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I think honestly, my takeaway was, hey, wow, there's a lot of crazy movies coming out. Smile 2, we obviously this movie, and I mean, they're just we're in a good place from a movie perspective.
Don't forget, you have Nosferatu coming out in just over a month. Well, coming out on Christmas Day. That one's going to be...
What, is that the one with Nicole Kidman?
No, we're not talking that one.
Oh, man, that's... man. So, so I saw that. What was your rating?
My rating for Heretic, So here's what goes into my rating, because apparently people have problems with how I rate things now. Now I have to justify it. It's probably your brother.
It was my brother.
So what I really appreciated about this movie was the conventions of people attacking what they find strange and what they don't understand. You see the girl bullies at the beginning of it. Looking at the idea as well of challenging people's beliefs, which is always a very strange thing, I think, in our society of why do you believe what you believe when in actuality it's really no one's business, but people really want to hear your justifications. And I think sometimes that leans into bigotry that comes from all religions of it's like, okay, well, if you believe this so wholeheartedly, defend it. But I just thought it was a really interesting way that they were able to take what you felt it was going to be, we're kind of leaning into this is going to be an attack on all religions, to instead really great conversation piece between those who have either lost religion and lost their faith and want to find their faith in something else, even if that means tearing down others, to then at the same time defending what you believe in without violence, I think is a really great thing for this. So I'm going to go 4.1 out of 5. Again,
Lock it in.
Don't give me shit on my rating scales, and I wouldn't be surprised if... I don't think you'll see Hugh get an Oscar nom.
I think because it may be more of an indie film because of A24. I don't know if they'll do so much promoting.
I don't know if A24 is considered indie anymore.
I don't think they are either, but I was thinking when we were in the movie, because last year I thought The Iron Claw,
biggest rob in Oscar history.
I thought Zac Efron did amazing. He didn't even get any love.
All those guys were great in that movie.
Yeah,
sorry, but I've been going ad nauseum though.
I agree with everything you said. I think it was a really cool movie, just to really be able to just watch from a lot of just the independent perspective, right? You don't have any dog in the fight. I rate it. I'm a little higher. I said 4.2. I think acting was fantastic. I really liked the shooting. I thought the shots were cool. I thought there was a lot of really different angles. From a camera perspective that I really liked, and I really liked the editing. I thought there was a lot of cool different, the way they kind of clipped it and stuff and pieced it together. It was really cool. And, I mean, to your point, the soundtrack with this, awesome as well. So, 4.2, lock it in for me.
And shout out Topher Grace, dude.
Yeah, Eric.
We just talked about him on episode 5, and it turns out he's in Heretic. Not bad.
So the next movie I saw the movie Here. Robert Zemeckis reunion with Robin Wright and Tom Hanks.
Shot all on iPhone.
No, but it was shot in one camera in one place. So think of like a camera not moving at all, right? And they basically started from the beginning of time, whatever that was, and they had like the Native Americans and stuff, and then it moved to the early 1700s, and you actually had Benjamin Franklin's son who lived across the street, and he was kind of like a redcoat, and it was really funny, but it bounced between different stories, right? So it bounced between that and like a story between a guy that invented the lazy boy chair, and then eventually like it landed with the father of what Tom Hanks is who's Tom Hanks
played by Paul Bettany, right?
Yes,
love him.
Yeah, I do. I like him too. What's Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, he plays a guy who chastises himself.
It was weird because they did a lot of CGI like aging. So that weird, like it was weird to see Tom Hanks like look really young, but like it wasn't like real
while
young.
Still looking old.
Yeah, it was just weird. Same with Robin Wright, and it was just like a lot of bouncing to get around, and like a lot of these like. It was just like very Gen Z, where like a lot of these like it was like very Instagram, right? So
don't worry, you can keep going there, monkey. Hold on,
and they had these squares that basically just jumped into each scene, right? And it was just like really weird. So I don't know. I really have a lot of respect for the whole cast, and obviously Robert Zemeckis is one of my favorite filmmakers out there. So I mean, but honestly, I went with my brother, and we kind of like, yeah, there was really no point to this movie. It's like there's no point. There's literally no point.
But if you had the drive, right? Obviously, no one makes a movie just to make it, unless maybe you're, I don't know. I don't know who makes a movie just to make it. I mean, that's a different discussion. But if you had to guess and derive a meaning from it, what would you go out on a limb of saying?
I don't know, just kind of like, hey, basically that, like, life is precious, right? And you should kind
Real
of...
stretch there, Robert Zemeckis.
You should hold tight to, like, what you love most, right? And it feels like they all kind of were intertwined and bonded with this house, right? And they all had this, like, connection with the house. So I honestly, but with that said, I really think there was really no purpose to this house, because the wife absolutely hated it, and she kind of didn't ever want to be a part of it because Tom Hanks couldn't just leave his parents. So like I said, weird movie. I think I rated it around like a 3-4, so wasn't not the best, but hey. And I think, honestly, it didn't really do good from a box office perspective. I think it actually bombed. So, sorry. Sucks, but hey, you move on to the next project.
Well, this is it. This is where we live.
So what movie did you see? I think, Wednesday?
I went and saw, and this one was actually really good. Real Pain, written, directed by Jesse Eisenberg, starring himself and Kieran Culkin. And... man, these two, you would think Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, just kind of really two men who are really known to play the smart-assy character. Like, part of me was like, oh, this could get old really fast. Like, I was thinking that could happen. It doesn't. It is beautifully written. Those two they just eat it up on the screen together. And Kieran Culkin really delivers. I thought he does feel like Roman in spots from Succession. However, there are some really tough, grounded moments that are incredibly touching that he goes through. The basis of the story is these two estranged cousins. Their grandmother has just recently passed, and they are going to go to Poland. I think it's Poland. And they're gonna go and see where she had lived before she moved. She survived the Holocaust, so they're gonna go and see the concentration camp that she was based in, and it really eats them up. They were very close with their grandmother, but they've fallen apart. There was something that happened with Kieran Culkin that...
Are they brothers?
Cousins. But essentially brothers. Like, okay. They grew up together, and there's something that happened with Kieran Culkin's character. I'm not going to ruin it because it really...
spoilers.
Grabs you. And it's a really good tale on what pain means, even if you're not the one that it directly happened to. Does it leave traces in places? And it's kind of like the thing of, when people feel... agony over something that's happened to someone else. And it's like, well, it didn't happen to you. But no, it's the traces that can leave an impact. Like, I mean, you and I didn't live through the concentration camps or the Holocaust or, being Irish, but, all these things, all these terrible things that have happened through history. Yeah. But that doesn't make it any less real because of what humanity means. Yeah. Now, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a few different things pop up at awards season, either Best Original Screenplay or a Best Supporting Actor. I don't know about lead. I really don't.
Wait, you said he directed it?
And Jesse Eisenberg directed it.
Did he write it?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yep. It's a really great movie. I forget what I'm not going to give the rating right now because I don't want to be...
I'll put it in.
I gave it a rating. I just can't remember it. And I want to be consistent because apparently people are out there.
So, I don't mean to turn off the exit and get off the rails a bit, but I do have a Jesse Eisenberg story. Do you want to hear it?
Like, you've met Jesse Eisenberg?
I have. So when I was living in New York City,
Brings it up always, like, dude, we get it.
I was working as a waiter in a wine and chocolate bar in the West Village.
Ooh, what type of wine and chocolate?
Any type of wine. And they had chocolate pairings. So Jesse Eisenberg, he caught wind that we had this special mulled wine, which is like a hot...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a hot wine, right? You have it during the winter when it's really cold in New York. You know, it's just, you need something to warm you up. So somehow he caught wind of it and he really liked it. So he came in one day randomly and he was with some random dude and he just wanted mulled wine. That was it. And we all kind of freaked out, like, holy cow, like, yada, yada. So he gets it. He's a really cool dude, tips good. And we're like, oh, cool. Dude comes back the next week. We're like, holy shit, Jesse Eisenberg is turning into a regular here. Guess what? Wants the mulled wine. Okay, cool. So gets it. And I have a little small talk. Hey, really big fan of yours. Thought your movies were really good. Social Network, that's my shit. You know, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Cool. Thanks, man. Wants to keep it very, very, like, stay out of my fucking face.
I don't want to. I can already. Hey, I really don't want to talk to you. I just want to have the mulled wine and just do it that way, you know, and fucking destroys you.
So.
By the way, Jesse, we respect the fuck out of you if you ever happen to come across us.
So take 3. He actually calls, and I recognize his voice. I swear to God, he calls. He says, "Hey, do you guys have the mulled wine still?" And we're like, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, we still got it." Legit say, "Yeah, dude, we still got it." So he comes in 10 minutes later, and he comes in. He's alone this time, and so I think of my bold idea. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna give this guy a shot. I'm gonna give this guy a shot and see if this guy takes it with me." So I give him a shot of, I don't remember what it was.
Everclear.
I don't remember what it was. And I'm like, hey, you know, just want to give you a shot. You know, I'm a big fan. You know, glad you're coming back. And he goes, yeah, I don't drink. And I was like, well, you're drinking the mulled wine. He's like, yeah, but I won't drink that. And I'm like, okay. It just got awkward real quick. And safe to say we never had him again. So that was my story.
It's a good story, but like, do you think he was like fucking with you?
I don't know. He didn't seem like a really drinking type though. He was just drinking this like hot wine. I also have a Ashton Kutcher story, but we're gonna save that for next time.
He's in hot water. Right? By the way, love Ashton Kutcher. Like
and Mila Kunis was there too. We'll save that for episode 7.
Tune in for episode 7. And quick reminder, if you're still here with us right now, subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, we're going to get back on it. I watched one more movie at AMC. I went with my buddy, and we saw Venom 3. Classic me. Haven't seen any other movies before. Went in blind. Had no idea. The only thing I knew was Venom from Spider-Man 3. That's the only thing I knew.
Topher Grace.
Yeah, exactly. So went in. My friend, who is a pretty big Marvel fan, his takeaway, this movie was absolute ass and there was no point of it. I had a little different perspective because I went in blind. Hey, I like Tom Hardy. I thought it was pretty fun. Had good soundtrack. I think they had a Space Odyssey moment from David Bowie that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I mean,
Major Tom.
Yeah, ground control.
I'm stepping through the door.
And I'm oh my god, I just fucked.
And I'm floating almost a packet away. And they dropped it, and no one's singing along. We can't hear them anyways. Anyway, so
yeah, it was okay. It was a 3, so it was a sequel. I mean, they're just trying to get money. I know they made a lot of money because of they just have that brand or whatever. So I think I rated it. I think it was like a 3.4, something around there.
That's a 6.8 out of 10. That's a 68%. That's a D+.
So I mean, it was cool. Whatever. Check it out if that's your thing.
Isn't it kind of funny when you think about these rating scales and you see on IMDb and you go, dude, I got 6.8 out of 10. That's not that bad. But then you think back about education. No, you got a D+ on your paper. Like, your teacher would look at you and go, Good effort. Try again.
You know what's ironic too, because like the one movie, like one of the movies that I reviewed, ironically, that I thought was the biggest joke, has gotten the most views out of all of them. Wild Robot.
Well, you got those kids.
Wild Robot. They love the movie.
The kids love
They
the
love
robots.
the robot. Okay, so all right. Now that we talked about what we saw, let's talk about what's coming up.
Ooh.
So we have. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Well, I don't have the notes in front of me,
So
Jacob.
I have obviously. So it was cool. We were at the AMC, and when I popped out to go to the bathroom a couple times, I saw that they were doing this little premiere for the Red One, and it's that new movie from J.K. Simmons and
Red
The Rock.
One.
And Chris Evans is in it. So it was funny. I heard the lady. She's like, "I was expecting more people to be here. There was no one there. No one showed." So I guess safe to say the buzz isn't really there yet for the Red One. So that's coming up. I don't know. Would you be interested in seeing it? I think it's like a Santa Claus thing. I don't know. I haven't even seen a trailer.
I like my Santa Claus to be either Tim Allen and kind of hunky dory,
Tim Allen's the best Santa
or
Claus.
just like kind of like chill. Like I don't need Santa Claus to be an action hero, but I'm sure what they were doing was, hey, you know what? What haven't we done yet? We haven't had Santa Claus be essentially a secret agent and get kidnapped. They go, really?
So you have seen a trailer.
I've seen the trailer. Of course, I've seen it. We got A-list. By the way, AMC A-list Stubbs members, if you're one, good on you. If you're not, support local theaters, sign up for it, keeps them going, and you get 3 free movies a week.
Don't forget the upgrades.
Or the upgrade. Okay, AMC, real quick. If a solo guy comes up and he gets candy, regular popcorn, which they only do 2 sizes now, which is just bonkers to me. And I say, candy, regular popcorn, and a large drink. Do not go and just grab the big bucket. Because now I have to every time say, no, regular's fine. They go, you sure? You get it with the free upgrade.
Why
It's
don't
like,
you get the big one?
because my tummy will hurt. Because I will eat it all and my tummy will hurt.
I think that is a bold statement, and I, as your business partner, respectfully disagree.
Well, you're an economy guy.
I am economy.
In this economy?
It's a deep-rooted thing for me. So, all right, Red One, he doesn't really think he's excited. I'm Jewish. I don't know if I'm really excited. Whatever. We'll see it.
You don't believe in Santa Claus.
We'll see it. Small things like these, Cillian Murphy's new movie. I haven't seen
I haven't even seen a trailer.
but I mean, I love Cillian Murphy, so I'll give him that I'll give him a little of that like cred to say, hey, I'll show up at least, knowing
It's
that you're
paradoxical.
and then obviously Gladiator 2. It's funny, I was talking to one of my friends. He went to a premiere for Gladiator 2, and he said he absolutely loved it. So he got me excited for it, so I'm pumped for that.
And our friend who got to the early premiere, not doing what we're doing, so it's only a matter of time before we get exclusive first looks.
Yeah, hopefully. Or we're married to the right people.
The only way we can do that, though, is if you like and subscribe for more.
Exactly. So, Gladiator 2, are you excited? We're going together, so we'll give you our...
Of course I'm looking forward to Gladiator 2. Of course I'm looking forward to Gladiator 2.
Apparently he made a lot of his sets, too, which was really cool. Like, he made it, like, really, like, the Roman sets. He didn't really rely on CGI as much as I anticipated, apparently. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll stay tuned for our review, our feedback.
Apparently the Romans knew how to capture a shark and get it from the ocean.
Yeah, that was weird. And honestly, I was just in Rome. The ocean isn't close to it.
Yeah.
So, and then we have September 5th, which I'm really, really excited for.
September 5th.
It's basically going to be it's a movie based on the broadcast of the Berlin Olympics. When the Iranians took hostages of the Israelis, and it's going to be really, really intense.
Didn't they make that though, like back in the day with Eric Bana,
Spielberg made one.
with Munich,
Yeah.
called Munich? Yeah.
So, but this is going to be from the perspective of the press. Apparently, there was a press that was really close to it in the same complex, and they could see the whole thing.
And they were covering the sports.
They cover it.
But they have the best
Yeah,
proximity.
and then they cover the whole thing. So I'm really excited for that. I think that comes out in the end of the month. And then the other one is Wicked. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to go to because my friend's girlfriend likes that type of stuff and whatever. I'll do it for you guys. I will always do it for you.
You don't
do
like-
it for only you guys.
You don't like musicals?
I'm not a musical guy. I hate musicals.
Why not?
I absolutely can't stand them.
None of them? Not Les Mis guy?
Hate them.
Okay, like Phantom.
Chicago, hate it.
What about Phantom of the Opera?
Hate it.
Okay.
The only musical I've ever
Moulin
liked,
Rouge?
no, was Oklahoma.
So you like Oklahoma, but you don't like Moulin Rouge?
It's just a little French for me. I'm American. I'm bleed red, white, and blue.
Well, you know the flag colors of France are red, white, and blue.
I knew you'd say that. All right. So that's what's coming up. Excited to see what's coming up. Seems like it's a great month. Q4 seems like a great movie month on a movie quarter. I'm really excited about all these different movies. We've seen a lot of good movies, and honestly, we got a lot more coming.
They coming. Listen, at the end of the day, in the month of November, as we race through, everyone knows. This is at the point of the year where there's going to be some sleepers.
Well, this is Oscar season. This is the end of Oscar season,
Exactly.
So if you really want to pop into that discussion and that conversation, you got to come in hot. And you got to bring your guns like Hugh Grant. Bring your freaking guns, and like a wise man once told me, and I know this isn't for kids here, put your nutsack on the table. Put your nutsack on the table and really show us you're about business.
I really like that. I feel like I would like to meet the guy who said that.
Maybe you will one day.